Um, I thought the crowd, we appreciate the crowd here in Little Rock. Played 82 guys, 83. I think we brought 92. We were able to play 83 guys, which I thought was really good. Um, we got to tackle better. We missed too many tackles. We did clean up the penalties in the second half. We had 5 in the first half and came back with 1 in the second half. So that was good. Cleaned up the crossing route that they hit on us in the second quarter. Too many penalties on special teams that we have to get better with that. But I thought, it's hard to shut somebody out. I thought our defense did a great job with that. And the ones that, the 2s and the 3s that came in, I thought they played extremely hard and I wanted to keep that shutout. And then, to score all 10 times that you get the ball. Well, I guess it's never been done before. So that was really good with those guys. And I was pleased with all our quarterbacks. When Malachi came in, thought he did a wonderful job of running the offense. And then KJ got the last series. I think it was the right thing to do to go to 10-minute quarters in the second half. But we did want to play KJ a little bit more if it got to that situation. But I think we all saw what he's capable of doing, and Ramsey made all his extra points, so that was good. And we'll move on after y'all get done talking to us. We'll move on to Oklahoma State.
Hey, Bob. Yeah, Sam, the run game real impressive in the first half. I think your first 4 touchdowns were all rushes. When you can think about the struggles last year against an FCS team, here in Little Rock, just how good what you think of the run game and just how good is it to see guys that dominate like that?
Yeah, I thought our running backs ran really hard. I think Jaquindon Jackson proved that, he can run over you. He can make you miss. He also caught a nice ball out of the backfield. But our offensive line, they didn't pressure us much, but, I don't know that Kalen got hit. I think he got flushed out of the pocket when he ran the long one, but, I think our offensive line, we needed a game like this for some confidence to gel together. And I thought Coach Mateus did a really good job of getting them ready, and our backs ran extremely hard. Braylon Russell, I don't know how long it was, 8 or 9, 10 yards, something down there, ran really hard. Tyrell Reed came in, ran really hard. So I think we have, we've got about 4 or 5 backs right now that Kobe Smith's done a nice job of getting them where they're running with a lot of power and doing a good job.
How about talking about the backs? How about Jackson? He had 81 or 101 yards in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think he showed what he can do. He can run over you. I think on our sideline, he lowered his head or lowered his shoulder and ran over a guy, and then the next play made 2 or 3 kind of in the hole miss. And like I say, he caught a really nice ball out of the backfield. So I like the group of backs we have because they're all a little bit different. And, but JJ rushing 8 times for 101 yards. That was a good job for him and a good job of the offensive line, tight ends and wideouts blocking for him.
What's your assessment of Taylor's performance, and just how good was it to see his creativity, his ability to kind of maximize some broken plays tonight?
Well, I mean, we've seen him at practice. We obviously felt like he would play somewhat like he did. Probably the thing that we didn't know was how well he would run. We knew he was fast, but we just hadn't seen it. But the broken play coming down UAPB's sideline there, going north, that's a hard run. That was a hard play because he had to come all the way across and he had the speed. But I thought he threw the ball well. We took care of the ball. I don't believe we had any turnovers but more importantly, I think he ran the offense I tell you, we had some fantastic catches tonight too. I mean, I know Ty Washington had one. I know Tesla had one. I mean, just some fantastic grabs out there. Credit to Ronnie and what he's teaching those guys and to the kids. But I thought Taylor played about like what we thought he would. We think pretty highly of him.
Seemed like the defensive line was able to get pressure even when some of the backups were in there. How good was that to see?
Yeah, Quincy Rhodes, we kept him in a little bit more than most of the twos because he was substituting with Landon, and we play Landon more than the other guys, and so we kept him in there. I thought I saw some spark out of him. Keevy, you hit it. I think JJ Hollingsworth went in there and played well. So we have to continue to develop that depth and I think we had a good head start on that tonight.
Samuel took a shot on the first play of the game. Taylor maybe underthrew it a little bit, but did you like the aggressiveness there from Coach Petrino? And then also, how did you think Taylor, like how he bounced back from that play?
Yeah, we were throwing into a little bit of a wind. There was a little bit more wind than it was 8 miles an hour, but a little bit more wind. He just didn't throw the ball well on that one. But when talked to Bobby this morning about the first play, I said, oh, well, we ran a similar, different protection, but a similar route in the first scrimmage that came wide open to Satane it on the crossing route. But Broden ran by the guy, and we thought those were the two. It was a crossing, deep crosser with Satane or the go route with Broden, and he should have. He threw it to the right guy, just underthrew it. And then I don't think a whole lot phases Taylor, to be honest with you. I think he's a grown man, in his mind.
You've talked a lot about the offensive line. I don't know how much you were able to watch Marion specifically, but I'm curious what you thought of, his first start.
Well, I think he did a good job. I do feel like they bowled him a little bit. I could feel that a little bit in the pass rush. What we did with him is he obviously started at left guard, and then when we put the twos in, he went to left tackle. We needed that. He needed that. So we could see that where he is at that spot. Now, I thought he played really well out at left tackle for the limited. I don't know if he played 1 or 2 drives in the second half. I think just one, but it was maybe an 8-play drive, maybe. And so I was really happy with him and glad he was being able to be a captain. Nico here, Eric from Memphis, and obviously Isaiah being from the state. So I thought that was pretty cool. I kind of like that idea, to be honest with you. And you get 48 guys that get to fill that captain, and then, in between the postseason, we can figure out. That's how they did it at Georgia. I always wondered why Kirby did that. I didn't ask him. And I changed it I went the other way. But I think it meant something to those kids, and Nico played a really good game, so I don't know if you didn't ask about that, but
everything goes smooth on the sidelines with the new technology and the in-helmet communication.
yeah, it really did. I didn't talk to Trey. I didn't talk to the guys about, the iPads. I didn't talk to them and see how that went, after I haven't spoke with them yet. Obviously, we'll cover that tomorrow in a meeting, but both coordinators down, and so that's probably somewhat different. Maybe you'll have somebody. I remember Barry went down maybe a year or two, or in the middle of a year or two or something. But I think that allows you to. You can see it on. You can talk to the kid. You see the play on the iPad, but it went really well. The communication went well. The quarterbacks didn't seem to have a problem. Now it wasn't loud like it's going to be next week. But we we've already worked crowd noise, 6 days, during the 25 practices we've had, getting ready for, crowd noise for the season, specifically, obviously, Oklahoma State. But I think it went really well, and Jaden Johnson had it on defense and his position, and so I think it went pretty good.
Um, you guys are busting back tonight, taking off, I guess, tomorrow, and then what's kind of the schedule
Yeah.
jumping into Oklahoma State?
Well, it really, we talked about it this morning as a staff, and I think it really works out for us. The kids will be off tomorrow. We'll have an early practice on Saturday, so obviously we'll get together tomorrow, and then we'll have a Monday type practice for Oklahoma State. Now, we don't have any new film, so we're waiting on that. By the time we get through with practice, it'll be about the time they start playing. We'll be through about 12:30 on Saturday, and they play at 1, and then we'll come back. The kids will then get off Sunday, and now they can come in if they'd like and watch Oklahoma State cut-ups and all that. But and then we're going to have, Trey, a Monday, a little Tuesday on Monday, Tuesday, a little Wednesday on Tuesday. So we'll gain a Monday practice, and then we'll kind of gain a third of a practice, if you know what I mean, until we get to Thursday, and then that'll just be a straight Thursday practice, and certainly travel on Friday.
I think Jordan Anthony caught 3 out of 5 targets. We didn't hear a ton about him in camp, but just what did you like from him?
I think you can ask the players and you can ask Taylor and all that, but I think Jordan, maybe over the last 7 to 10 days, has really upped his game. And he can run. Obviously, we know we didn't get a sweep with him today, but he certainly can do that. And again, I think you talked about Taylor on the first throw. Well, he dropped his first pass, I believe, and then came back and got the other ones. And some of them were difficult catches and all that. So, he's never played. He's transferred and he's ran track, but he's really never played football at the college level until today. And I thought he did a nice job.
And then with Isaiah Satania, he had a couple of big plays come back with penalties, but just on those plays, what did you see and what did you like from his game?
Well, we knew that we felt like they would punt it low to us. There wasn't a lot of hang time on the punts. So we felt like Isaiah would have an opportunity, and then Bryce came in and had one as well. And that's where we just got cleaned up. It's a shame because, we take a touchdown away from a kid, and not only about the points, but, the whole team did a really wonderful job. And then we had a grab. And, but I've really liked Isaiah in this year. He's bigger, he's stronger, he's more confident, and he's catching balls, he's catching contested balls. I just think he's really matured a lot, and I'm really proud of him. He played well today.
Sam Braylon Russell, he had just 23 yards, but he also had a touchdown. He averaged 7 yards a carry in just his limited action. What do you think about his play?
Oh, man, I'm so happy for him, coming back here, and he got a touchdown. I don't know if he hit anybody. I mean, he ran really hard in there. I think it was they may have hit his legs and you wouldn't know it, But it had to be a thrill for him. It was a thrill for me to watch him, because he could have won a lot of places. He chose the Hogs, like Nico standing back there, and he ends up having a good game, and then Braylon ends up coming in scoring a touchdown in his first collegiate game for the Hogs. Pretty special.
Coach, I didn't see anybody with heat-related cramps. I don't know if I saw anybody get injured. What's that say about the team?
Yeah, I think Ben Sowers, his group, do a wonderful job with the kids. But I tell you what, our guys practice hard, and if you practice hard, and I thought we had a pretty good idea as a coaching staff about heat indoors, where we were fresh, but yet we would be ready to play at the same time. So the kids trust us, and this team's pretty special as far as that bond goes. And And so therefore, I think it has a lot to do with how they practiced these 25 practices and how they're in shape, along with Ben Souders and his staff getting them to camp.
Sam, obviously this was, Bobby had some big wins here over LSU and some other teams, and just what sense did you get from Bobby Petrino being on the sidelines, and the offense goes 10 for 10 touchdowns? Just what you feel about how Bobby did tonight, maybe what this game meant to him?
Well, he's a really good coach, and I've developed a really good relationship with him, and I bet he has with me as well, but the kids believe in him. I believe in him. The team believes in him. But to go, now the kids got to execute it, whatever you call, they have to execute it, and they did a good job with that. But Bobby, I'm sure he feels pretty good. I mean, tonight, 10 tries and 10 touchdowns. That's hard to do. I don't care who you play. So I'm really happy for him, and told the team I think it's the first time in the history that that's happened, and happened when Bobby came back. The legend's going to continue to grow. Good for him. He deserves it. All right.